Well, boys and girls, IGN, the video game quote unquote, maybe in name only, magazine news organization quote unquote that's out there that has been accused of being the next Kotaku because of a lot of their articles they have written out there. Well, boys and girls, it looks like after going after the Stellar Blade protagonist, Eve, and accusing her of being nothing more than a doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman, which clearly none of them ever actually have seen a woman with any kind of beauty or grace or any kind of shape or curve to her in any way, shape, or form, because we can show you a lot of examples of women that look just like Eve actually in real life, and guess what? They're completely and totally 100% natural. So I think probably these basement-dwelling little weirdos over at IGN have no idea what they're actually talking about and are probably complete and total virgins, or they're complete and total recesses, normal little weirdos out there that are actually the incels that they try to accuse all of us out there, which trying to accuse a guy with 5 kids of being an incel is always absolutely hilarious in any way, shape, or form. But that being said, as we have seen with a lot of companies lately, they are now trying to backpedal. They are realizing the backlash that they are getting. They realize that the woke cult can no longer protect them anymore. They realize that the woke cult and all of their cancel pig nonsense out there has no power in this world anymore. They have lost all of that. They don't have any of that kind of nonsense they can push anymore. And there's no protection shield of these kind of people, because guess what? X, formerly known as Twitter, is no longer controlled by all of the wokey, insane victims of the cult out there, the people possessed by the spirit of the age. No, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we have at least a very close facsimile to free speech in Twitter, and that's one of the beautiful things that's causing this major change to happen. And now we see IGN backpedaling. IGN France officially scrambles to backpedal after writing off Stellar Blade protagonist Eve as a doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman. And the reason for this, because all of the fans are loving this game. Gamers are uniting out there in ways that we have never seen before, and they are revolting. They are pushing back against this nonsense. They are not putting up with it. And the beauty part of this, not only these organizations, but these game companies out there, is they can't last. They don't have the funding that Hollywood does to continue putting out all of this kind of nonsense. And guess what? With more and more of these news organizations out there, quote unquote, these simps for the spirit of the age out there, like IGN, Kotaku, CBR, and so many other ones out there, they are either being forced to change their ways by their owners, or they are being, a majority of them are being completely and totally laid off, and everything's being restructured or sold off. So what's going to end up happening with IGN? Well, it looks like they're trying to save their own bacon by backpedaling. So let's check out this article and see exactly what happened. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Mr. Animation, good to see you. And the latest example of the Western video game press having a chip on their shoulder when it comes to media created not just by Japan, but apparently an East Asian nation, IGN France has found themselves scrambling to defend themselves after writing off Stellar Blade's lead protagonist Eve, despite being based entirely on the real-world appearance of an actual female model, of being nothing more than a sexualized fantasy of someone who has never seen a woman. Ah, yes, because once it was revealed that, yes, this model was based on a very real and very beautiful woman, it has all the curves in all the right places you could ever dream of. Yeah. Oops, caught you with your pants down. The French arm of the video game news outlet leveled the accusation against Stellar Blade's artistic direction on March 27th as part of their preview of the South Korean character action title. Following a brief overview of the game's post-apocalyptic humanity must fight for survival premise, the outlet's Ben Osala took a detour to share his protestations against Eve's sexually appealing character design. Oh, is she too pretty for you? Does she make you uncomfortable because the only women you can bag are ugly old woke hags with blue hair, too many tattoos, way too many piercings in all the wrong places, and are at least 150 pounds overweight? Yeah, a little, I think your insecurity's showing there, buddy boy. The design of the game, in particular its character, highlights an obvious bias, wrote Osalo. We're going to beat up the alien, but if we can do it while pleasuring the eyes of the men, that's a bonus. Oh, yes. God forbid you appeal to the largest demographic that plays, purchases, and indulges themselves in video games. Oh my God. What a strange concept. Appealing to your audience. Weird. And the result doesn't really work. It's not new, and other games have made the choice to highlight the assets of their female characters. But where Bayonetta bears an iconic character design, or 2B from Nier Automata, inspired by an entire generation of cosplayers, oh, so your favorites are okay. but not the new kid on the block in this, what you would want to consider a woke modern era. Well, guess what? Your sensibilities don't matter to the 90% of gamers out there. Eat shit. Stellar Blades Eve is just boring. A doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, but that didn't pan out very well for them when the truth came out, now did it? Unfortunately for Osula, even the briefest internet searches regarding Stellar Blade's development reveals that his complaints are based not on any real-world fact, but rather his own personal hang-ups. To start, Eve's designer, game director, and the CEO of its publishing company Shift Up, hiring Tai Kim, has definitely seen a woman before, as evidenced by the fact that he is currently married to Shift Up concept artist Juyin Che. Weird. The concept artist is a woman. Wow. Further, while Eve herself may be a fictional character, her appearance is not, instead being based on a full one-to-one body scan of real-world South Korean model Shin Jae-yoon, right here, as you can see. Very much well, let's see if we can get any more pictures of her, actually. There we go. Nope, damn it. And the Instagram stupid thing. There we go. But yes, as you can see, very much a real-world woman. Very much well endowed on the top side of things. Yes, we did base the character of Eve on the model Shin Jin. We thought her body shape would be a good reference for the character that we were pursuing, but the face was created originally in-house. Just the body of the model was scanned for the game. And who wouldn't want to scan the body of that model? I mean, let's be honest here. In light of both their ignoring these facts and their blatant attempts to insult Kim, both Osula and IGN France soon found themselves facing a massive wave of backlash from the general public regarding their lack of journalistic integrity. However, rather than respond to this outrage by admitting to having completely missed the mark with their accusations, the writer and the outlet instead moved to try and cover up their shoddy work by blaming the public for having misread the original statement. How do you misread that statement? You literally said it's a sexualized doll by someone who has never seen a woman. Literally. Changing their insulting description of Eve from a doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman to a doll sexualized by someone who you would think has never seen a woman. Really? That's your change? That's what makes it all better? It's the same fucking thing! Osceola then added the pompous disclaimer in English that this last sentence has been slightly edited for French-speaking people pretending to not understand what we meant, and the English-speaking mob who Google translated the initial text. That's not any different! Adding that one word does not make anything any better. However, since then, IGN France has amended the disclaimer to instead claim that the article was edited following death threats. Show me the evidence. Show me the receipts, please. Notably, neither Osceola nor IGN France have provided any proof of having received any such threats. Exactly. As usual, it's BS. It's a bunch of sexist, misogynist, mean old men gamers out there that they're just so mean they're going to beat us all up and they're going to come after us and they're going to say, bullshit. You faced legitimate backlash and now you're trying to throw out some weak sauce backpedaling BS? That literally is a sentence that says basically the exact same thing? You screwed up, you put your foot in your mouth, you once again showed to all gamers everywhere why you are irrelevant as a news organization. Why people go to YouTubers and Rumblers and Kickers and any other streaming platform out there besides your mainstream articles. They trust a random YouTuber, a random internet personality who has played a game and reviewed it more than they trust any of your establishment legacy media nonsense. Go ahead, IGN. Keep doing the same things you're going to keep doing. Keep doing all of this nonsense. Keep allowing idiots like this to write articles for you. You will go the exact same way Kotaku is currently going. You will see the exact same thing that had happened over at CBR. You will see the exact same thing that has happened to all of these quote-unquote news organizations out there that decided to put agenda over truth and now are even going completely and totally bankrupt, being sold off for pennies on the dollar, or simply completely and totally shuttering your doors. Go ahead, IGN. Keep doing this nonsense, because all that's going to do is open up even more opportunities for so many creators out there to take your place. And that's exactly what you deserve.